This job and we got around well, so I'm happy.
And did the course ride pretty much as you imagined it would ride?
Yeah, it rode really well, but it did feel quite big. But no, I think it was a great course with great questions, so no, it was good.
And it certainly, throughout the day, seems to have caused enough, problems. There's been nothing dramatic, but lots of little blips here and there. It's caused enough trouble, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, you felt it when you rode it. It was questions all the time, and you never got to break, and it was a really tough course they put out there.
And we had our little sweepstake on how many we thought would get the time, and we're still stuck on only 3, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very tough course stamina-wise as well. Like, I think this course really challenged you in every perspective, on skinnies, corner, everything. And I didn't feel I was hanging about, and I was still, as they say, not inside the time.
And your chap's quite experienced now, isn't he? Did all the main combinations ride as you imagined they would?
Yeah, more or less. As he was a little bit too keen in the beginning, we had some not perfect jumps, but I was happy with him. It was a great experience being around him.
And the Dairy Mounds, how did that ride?
Yeah, it felt good, but as you come up there, they are quite tired, and I think that's what the tricky thing is, that when you come up there you have a really tired horse, and that's what makes it so difficult.
And did you go direct there or the longer route?
I went direct route.
Yeah.
And it wasn't we didn't get the perfect line, but he did a really good job, and he's a great horse.
Williams just jumped the direct route there on Park Lane Hawk and did it in 4 strides.
I think I did it in 4 as well.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I think so.
Did you end up outside that tree then, going out a bit wide? He ended up outside the last tree.
Well, like after,
on the landing, yeah, afterwards.
No, I got inside.
Just watching Nicola Wilson, looks like she's jumped clear round, finishing about 19 seconds over the time. So that'll be a popular one. And have the combinations you expected to go well gone well? Anyone not gone quite as well as you'd think they might have done?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked that much, but what I heard, I think I was expecting Astia. I thought he was going to be inside the time, and he had very unlucky with that roadless combination, and Tom as well. But I mean, it's just the time that makes it so challenging, and it's questions everywhere.
It's easy to make a mistake when you're trying to travel at that kind of pace as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's just difficult finding the right speed and where you want to go fast, where you want to give the horse a breather. And I mean, that's where we see Andrew, who just flies around, because he's probably been here so many times, he knows exactly how to ride the hills, and that's where I need to gain more experience.
And is your horse presumably is down at the stables being looked after now, is it?
Yeah, he is. I mean, we have a fantastic team here that takes care of the horse and let me focus on just doing well in the competition, and he gets the best care he could have.
And what's the last day like for you and King Bob, the show jumping phase?
He's been a really good jumper this year. Jumped a clear round in Lemülen, which I thought had quite a decent show jumping. But you never really know, I think, with these shows how they come out tomorrow. But hopefully he comes out well and jumps a clear round.
And have you enjoyed your week here so far?
I think this is my favourite event, and I think it's been a brilliant week, and it's a very challenging competition out there.
And it's interesting. We spoke to young Tom McEwen earlier, and yourself and Tom, 2 young stars of the future of the sport for your respective countries. And Tom's had a couple of tough weeks, and you're having a couple of quite good weeks, aren't you?
I think it's always like that. Sometimes everything works. Sometimes you are a little bit unlucky. I mean, for example, Tom, he's an absolutely amazing rider, and I'm sure the luck will change for him.
It was. Did you see the fall he had at the Discovery Valley today?
No, I heard about it, but I didn't see it. And it's a thing that can happen to us all. And
quite. He managed to do about 200 yards holding onto the horse's neck.
Yeah.
But the horse, being an ex-racehorse, was getting faster and faster. Anyway, Ludwig, I hope you go really, really well tomorrow, and it looks like you should have a strong hand in the build-up to the World Games next year.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Ludwig Svennerstal.
Thank you.